everything's safe.
Everything's sacred.
Yeah.
Oh, everything.
Oh, everything, take it with a Maxwell silver hammer.
Silver hammer.
Everything's sacred with a Nashayah in the pie.
Everything's sacred.
With cruise control.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's sacred.
Oh, yeah. Everything's sacred.
Everything's sacred. Everything's sacred.
Oh,
yes.
snappers.
That's
we
right.
are.
Here we are.
Yes. We're
In
back for
action.
another month, man.
Everything's sacred.
Everything's sacred.
Everything. Everything. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I am Nashayah in the Posh.
Ah, yes.
And it is the 29th of March, 2026.
Already?
Yes.
It's already.
sir.
Oh, wow.
This month is
the
almost
time,
over.
man.
Everything's just a third of the year is over. A quarter of the year. Sorry.
Quarter of the year, man. Wow.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's just going faster and faster every year,
dude.
man.
And then I'm almost 50, so it's
Oh, dude.
it's gonna be a great trip.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
Wow.
And look, I'm 50 and I'm 50 and I still didn't know until you just reminded me about you being almost 50. And I said, oh yeah, that's right. I'm 50.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe you're 51, aren't you?
No. Please stop. Calm down. Relax.
No, I thought it was 56.
No,
Oh,
I
56. Oh,
no,
wow.
wait. No, wasn't he 61? Wait, hold on.
and look, and you know what the crazy thing about it is? Nobody needs to know my age because you know what I'm saying.
Hey, you know what, man? It's good though. You're a year older. You survived. How many people don't make 50? You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see
Well, that's
people.
for me, it's like I don't. It's the great thing about age is it's funny because I think there's a lot of people that really take on their age, and I just don't think I'm one of those people, man. I do stupid shit all the time. I do improv. I make music. I'm creative. I don't go to the doctor and I don't have people are like, oh, when you're that age and you're on all these meds. I'm like, I'm not on any medication.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, or I don't want to sour the day for you, but I'm not on all those meds, and I am having a good time.
Right. That's how it should be. And you're right. Everybody tells me, oh, you're that age now. You should go get this done and have this, get a colonoscopy. I'm like, I'm not.
When's the last time you've been to the doctor? When's the last time you've been to the doctor?
Oh God, probably like 3 years ago.
Oh God!
You want to know the last time I've been to a doctor?
Yes.
I think there was an eye doctor a couple years ago. I had a dental thing about 10 years ago, but an actual doctor was when I cut my leg, cut my finger open in 1998.
Oh, when we were roommates. I remember
I've
that.
never gone to a doctor over the last 25, 30 years.
Wow.
And remember, I want to tell you all something. And I drank almost daily for 25 of those years.
I'm talking as we speak about doing things on the daily and doing all this and that, I have not been to an actual doctor. I would say at least for maybe 10, 12 years, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay. Actually, my thing was, I had an accident. I fell over a wall and cut my leg and had this nasty wound that wouldn't heal. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, if I had broken my leg, we're talking about going in for anything.
Oh, for
else,
a checkup? Oh, geez, I don't go for checkups unless
I don't even go for that. I don't go.
See, now I think when you're on Medicare, from what I understand, they actually force you to go get checkups and stuff.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they have.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. I have not been keeping up with Medicare.
I have
a coworker that's on Medicare though, and she was telling me that they make her go, and she finally told the doctor, "Look, I don't need to come in every 6 months to get blood work done. you know, because she's pretty healthy too.
Well, they got to pay them somehow. You're not. You remember, Max. I remember I said I was going to start positive. Here's I'm starting positive. Remember, Max, you're a resource.
Oh man.
That's how positive I'm starting. You are a resource. You are like cattle. Literally
man.
get them in there for. That's why they go, dude. We can get them in there 8 times for this damn vaccine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We can get them coming in 4 times a year for different ones every single. Oh my god. How do we get this to everybody? Oh, we can say it's only immune if you take it 7 times a year.
Oh yeah. Well, they
how
tell
much
her
are we
crap
gonna
like
make
that.
from
She's
this?
like, nope.
Yeah.
You know, she refuses. She's like, I'm not. You know, she goes, I'll come in once a year, and that's it. That's all I need to do. And
it's state of mind, man. And it's also think about it. What do they do when they're there? They tell you what's quote unquote wrong with you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what does your mind instantly do? It
You
instantly
think something's wrong with you.
focuses on what's wrong with you. And guess what? Placebo is freaking powerful.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
It is extremely powerful. So guess what? You start thinking about it. Then you start checking your blood pressure. And then what happens when you see it too higher than it's supposed to be? Your blood pressure gets higher because you're thinking about your blood pressure.
You're like,
it makes you creeped out about your blood pressure, and then your heart rate gets higher. And then you start monitoring it all the time. And then you go to the doctor because they're going to help you by giving you medication. And then they give you medication. And it makes you feel weird. And you think, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. No, it's the medication. So they go, wait, we got to, do you know how many people I've had? I got a story about a lady today. She almost died, literally on her deathbed. And the reason was because she had a operation in 2000 on her pelvic floor or something like that.
Jesus.
On something on her intestines or something.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was a cosmetic surgery, which is even worse.
She took omeprazole, which is all that is a stronger dose of Pepsid. It blocked 100% of the nutrients through her kidneys in her liver. Basically, she lost all of her iron in her blood. She almost died because she took because the doctor gave her a medication and apparently she had something left in her body from a previous operation, because that shit happens all the time too. No one tells you about that. And I'm starting off positive here, guys. I'm really going on positive.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get better in positive ways.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the positivity is we don't need to go to doctors. I guess that's the positive.
I think that is actually something to think about.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? I had I think it was a couple of months ago we were talking. I said there is a book out there that said "Dead Doctors Don't Lie." Look it up. Look it up, Crews. Crews, get the computer and look it up. It
Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Is that what it's called?
Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Wow.
Bear with me. I'm going to use some state-of-the-art stuff.
Yeah. Give it the Google effect, man. Please. That's a crazy story you just told, though, man. That's
up. Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
Okay. Damn, this might be it might even be a possible interview.
Yeah.
See if we can get that person on the show.
That's the type of stuff that is the real world, because, in this book that Crews is going to pull up and, read some summaries on it. This book has some doctors that passed away in their 50s, early 60s. And it's like, but they're running, jogging, they're doing all these things. Why are these doctors dying in their 50s?
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
I expect my doctor to die at 80, 90, 94, creaky and craggy, okay? I want my doctor creaking, all right?
How you doing? I think you drink your medicine.
That's what I want.
There's a line in a K Rito song. He said something about the doctor told you were going to die. That was 20 years ago. You're still alive. You know what I mean?
Hey, I know some people that made it out when they had cancer and they were in the 4th stage. I mean, doing things like ivermectin, which is the thing is, it is, but before it was COVID, when they were making fun of it, before you was able to even say what you just said, because we would get thrown off into the wolves in the bushes somewhere just for saying that. But now you can say it. But because the FDA has approved ivermectin. So now it's okay. And before, everybody else was conspiracy theorists and they were nuts because this ivermectin has a picture of a horse on it and it is a dewormer.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
but but it was helping with cancer for years, just like fenbendazole was helping with cancer, which is a dewormer for like dogs and cats, helping. And I know people that have used it in their fourth stage and came right out of that cancer and
oh, that's
knocked
wow.
it, knocked
Damn.
it. That's just
That's
being honest.
that's
Here's-
wild,
know?
man.
Here's let's just look at here's the
Dead doctors
Dead
don't
doctors don't
lie.
I'll give my voice here while I read this. Dead Doctors Don't Lie is a book by Dr. Joel D. Wallach and Dr. Ma Lan, first published in 1999, that challenges mainstream medical thinking by arguing that most diseases stem from nutritional deficiencies rather than genetics or lifestyle choices alone. Core argument. The book's central thesis is that the human body requires 90 essential nutrients, including 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 essential fatty acids, and that chronic deficiency in these nutrients as the root cause of the majority of diseases. What it's saying is basically that doctors are dying early, and they're dying early because the diets they eat are causing them to die early, yet they're
Because they're not getting the nutrients they need, kind of thing.
Right.
They're not getting minerals. The main thing is minerals, the building blocks of life.
Yeah. Man, you need all of those. And I think that's something that I'm not getting enough of lately. So I've been actually upping my mineral game.
Yeah, that's well, and the thing is that this too, I try not to, just like with prescription medications, I try not to do the same thing with supplements. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to pound, like my brother's always, oh, take this, take that, take. And I'm just like, hey, man, I don't want to be like, needing all this crap all the time.
Supplement man. You are supplement man.
Yes. Now, one thing I have found to be really good is creatine. So
Yes,
I'm rocking with the creatine, man. I really, it's helped me. And I've gotten, people have said stuff to me, like when I've done presentations for work. My assistant was like, I think that was the best presentation you have ever done. And I'm like, damn, really? And I guess because I'm more awake, I'm more alert. You know what I mean?
It's really a very, and it's cheap too. So creatine is definitely one of those good ones. Definitely, no question about that. I use it all the time. And if you use it with protein, it just makes you look good too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the main thing though is that we're not on these, because creatine is an actual body. It's made by the body. It's natural. It's almost basically, you can consider creatine a supplement, a vitamin or mineral in a way.
Right.
It's not like Ozempic.
Oh God.
Or anything like that. or Red 77, right? Or Flacadacalicotricholine, or Glucotrocaflexinium, or Clendeca
Did you say fuckaflexium? That's what it sounded like you said.
I would never say that on our show, a family show.
Never, not him. Not that guy, not him. No. Hey, that's stuff right there. How to work with our bodies is something beautiful in a way when you start finding out down the line that we are generating the type of energy that we really need. And when you get a supplement that can complement the body, and the best complement is actually complementing something that's in your body so you can help to increase it. So creatine, of course, proteins,
magnesium.
Right?
That's another one I take. I take that for sleep.
Magnesium glycinate.
That's right. That's the best one, everyone. Magnesium glycinate.
Right before bed.
Yeah. And the best thing to do is get into the bathtub with some magnesium. For those who are not feeling good with their muscles, their backs.
Get into the bathtub.
Get to that bathtub. Clean that bathtub.
Some jazz here?
Clean that bathtub and get into it, because you haven't taken a bath in a while. Make sure you clean the bathtub first. Because why is the bathtub water brown? I haven't even gotten in it yet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got
bubble bath in it. It's like a brown bubble bath. Looks like looks like beer.
Oh God.
It's so funny that I've lived with I live with white friends over the years, like our good friend Dwayne and different people, and I'll be like, hey, just because I'm a black guy and you're a white guy, don't think you don't leave no extra cells in the bathtub. And then I have literally took friends, especially people that can see. I love doing it because they always be like, man, well, you need to be the one to make clean the bath. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm like, and I realize that they're not doing it. I literally say, hey, come here. I want to show you something. And it's really clean. And I kind of didn't take a bath or do nothing for like 3 days. And I've done this, literally. And I tell them, come here. And I put their finger and I say, close your eyes. I want you to rub the bottom of the tub right here on the side of the corner right here. And when they start rubbing, I said, rub it, keep rubbing. I said, go ahead and make a ball out of what you rub up.
Oh, God.
And then I said, open your eyes. I said, open your eyes. And when they open their eyes, they're like, bro. I said, bro, yeah, that's yours. I said, that's not the black guy's cells. I said, I'm a black guy, so my cells are a little darker. But you're a white guy, and your cells are hiding on this tub right here. Scrub that up a little more. And I'm telling you, I've had people literally go freaked out like, bro, I didn't know I was leaving stuff like that. I said, I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, that reminds me of the time I took a bath over at my aunt's house or my aunt and uncle's house, and there was a big wad of hair in the drain, which I knew it was my aunt's hair. I'm like, oh fuck, that's disgusting.
Especially when you're blind and you just come across, you start touching stuff.
God,
like,
yeah.
hey man,
oh god,
jeez, man. That reminds me, as we move on to different subjects, that reminds me of being blind. It reminds me, like, when you're blind, people don't realize that, when we're doing things, feeling something, smelling something, tasting something, is completely another world for people that have eyesight problems, right? Because we get surprised. I hear people say, "Oh man, that food didn't look too good," or "That don't look too good." I'm thinking, hey, at least you can see it before you put it in your mouth.
Right. Hey man,
imagine. Go ahead. Yeah,
you know what? We gotta change your name. It's Nashayah Napash, not the soul toucher, the Segway toucher. Because that was a brilliant way to segue into what I wanted to talk about, actually.
Yeah, right.
But didn't we agree before the show that you don't get to talk about anything?
I thought we did. I thought he didn't have an opportunity to even comment. Should we
let him? Should we let him?
I don't know, man, because he wanted to go into that blind stuff, and I don't know how I got tricked into it, but I fell into the trap.
All right, so
you're the Segway toucher, man. I'm telling you.
All right, so hopefully we'll add some spiritual touches to this. It won't be like a normal show. But go ahead.
Well, no, it's actually I'm not actually talking bad. This is actually kind of some interesting. Okay, because you know how you used to make fun of me when we were roommates. You used to call me Routine Ranger because I did a lot of the same. I had a lot of the same routines and this and that. I go to the same places. Yeah. But I found, whenever I go somewhere different, like say I go to a different bar or it's like I go to the same place and I have those same routines because it actually helps me. It makes it so I can function as far as like having, where things are, where everything is situated.
I got it, dude. I've been thinking about this a lot. And the reason why for you is because chaos is much harder for you to control.
Yes.
So having structure, more structure than the normal person for you is having the same amount of structure for that normal person. For instance, in that bar, you still have to worry about people coming up to you unawares, but you don't have to worry about it in a place where you don't know. I'm going to go to the freaking bathroom.
Yes.
So I know, like, hey, I need to get away from this guy. I'm going to run around. You're still getting the dynamic aspect of life, but you're not getting it in a way that you can't control the structure of the surroundings.
Yes, and right. Like the thing a few weeks ago that you knew about, I don't think Nashayah did, but my brother took me out to this place for St. Patrick's Day, and it was on the strip, and it was loud, and it was just a really bad environment for me.
And it's been sitting in your head for the last couple of weeks too.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was horrible, man. I was like,
I know it was a lot of, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. But yeah, go. I'm sorry. Keep going.
And well, what I'm saying is like, and you'd think somebody who was my brother, who should know me, would be like, oh wait, this isn't conducive to Max. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's Nashayah, I'd be interested to hear some of your take on this.
Well, when you go somewhere where it's really loud and you can't really talk to anyone. Like sometimes when I go to certain concerts, I don't really enjoy it like I want to.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to hear conversation because I actually want to know some of the wild, crazy things that are going on in front of me on the floor.
Right. Or on stage.
I want, yeah, or on stage. I'm gonna say, or on stage. I want to know what's going on, and if I can't hear what's going on, it bothers me because I want to get the full experience.
Yes.
I pay for that concert. I want to be able to know how they're rocking out on stage, right? Like I want to know what they're doing, what every song they come up with a new thing up there. They bring some new props up there. I want to know because I am an entertainer myself. I rocks the stage pretty well myself. People look at me and think that I can see when I go up there. I don't go up there with my cane, and I go up there and I rock the stage without a cane. I'm walking around the stage like it's like I can see and everything, And so I like to know what other people are doing. And yes, you are right, Max. You're right, Max. When it's too loud in there, I'm like, bro, I can't. Why are you doing this?
Well, or not even loud. Like, but I had a situation last night where I bumped into some friends, and they convinced me to go to this other bar, which the one they took me to is fine. We've been there before, and I know it. It's pretty cool. But his wife wanted to play pool, and she was like, I want to play pool. I want to play pool. And she just kept bugging. So finally, we go to this other bar that I don't know at all, and it was just.
And you're a baby in the corner, basically. Never leave.
He's aggravated. He's over there aggravated with his thumb. I don't know this bar.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. Like you don't want to go be in a bar. Like, why would you go wander? What are you going to wander around a bar and talk? You're there to talk to your friends who are there. They're not talking to you. Probably it's loud, right? Or
no, actually, it was not loud at all. It was very, very dead in there. But my one buddy, he was playing the machine, so he was trying to hit some money on video poker, and then she was over there playing pool with some people. So at one point, I had to use the restroom. I'm like, hey, I got to use the restroom. So the bartender,
and you don't know where to go. This is not your normal bar where you know how to get around.
Yeah, dude gave me some backwards directions, and I'm walking. He's like, "Oh, it's a bathroom's over to the right." So I go to the right, and I'm walking around. I'm like, I don't see, and I see like a security or a utility closet, and then finally the bartender comes around, and then he's still not helping. He's like, "Oh, go this way, man. Go this way." And he's like, "You hear my voice? You hear what I'm just like, oh my God."
Yeah, and it's a nut. So it's so many things that you're doing because you like chaos, you like action.
Yeah,
but you can't have it without having a escape plan because that's not survival. That's
right. Exactly. That's where I was. I was
to be able to go. Yeah, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I felt stuck, and I never, my buddy Roy, who unfortunately died last year, I think it was. Anyway, he was talking to me about that, where he had some friends. And they're like, "Hey, why don't you come up and do this?" And he was like, "Man, I had to like rely on them for everything." He was like, "I didn't know know my way around. I had to like call them just if I had to use the restroom." He was like, "It was horrible, man." He was like, "I needed to get the hell out of there." So same thing. And so that's why it's important, to go to the places we know, where we know people, where we know the layout, and it's fairly functional for us. Otherwise, man,
people think well you're not doing and experience things, and I want to tell them, when I ask, like I guarantee you your bro would say this.
He said it.
I want to ask you, all right, how many new people have you talked to in the last month at a bar?
Right.
At a bar, and you're like, oh, he's like, oh, I talked to everybody who's sitting next to me at that bar, and I have new conversations every damn week, while you're sitting there standing in a corner with your thumb up your ass, not talking to anybody in this loud ass place. Right. So you're actually getting more experience because it's a structured. It's just people come to you. And that has to be the way it is for someone who can't see in a place because they have to come to you. What else?
Well, and it's not just bars, but like, or like when I was looking at buying another gun at one point, and I was like, no, I like my 12 gauge, man. That's what I want. And he's like, well, what? You don't like trying new things? And I'm like, no, because I'm familiar with how this thing works, and I want to get something like my 12 gauge. That's easy.
And it's like, it's like trying new things. Homie doesn't do anything except the same thing he was doing 30 years ago.
Hey, look, you just told people that a blind man has a 12 gauge, and people just got real uncomfortable. Yes, people,
Good.
I want a gun too. Get ready. Blind people want guns. Yeah, I was just thinking about it earlier. I was like, you know what? I need to have me a nice little 9 on the side of my chair right here. I need to put a 9. I need to put me a snub nose over there.
I want like the stun like phaser shit that'll just blast people and knock them on their ass. Because I don't like the mechanical thing. I don't like the blood. I want to like just knock them on their ass or vaporize them or something like that.
The reason I got the 12 gauge was I was told I was going to do the same thing like you were saying, Nashayah, where I want a little 9, just a small gun that's easy to get
something easy, grab on the side real fast.
But what people were telling me, I had a few people say this. They were like, no, if you have an intruder, you want to make sure you can hit them because you don't want them to get that gun away from you.
That's exactly what I've heard too.
So that's why they suggested the bigger gun, the 12 gauge.
Yeah, you want something that spreads shots.
Well, not only that, but you could swing that motherfucker if it worst comes to worst and just
use it as
that head. I'm sure it's not light.
Oh, it's not light. Nope.
That's what I'm saying. If you're like, oh shit, you could just
run out of bullets, then I can
or whatever. You got at least it's something better than but obviously it spreads. So
and the only thing that kind of sucks too is when I've gone to shoot it, of course when we go to the range, I got to wear ear protection. So if I'm in a home invasion situation, I'm not going to be going for my ear protection. I got to be able to hear what's going on around me. Yeah.
See, here's another thing about you is something that if anybody would criticize you, it's that you're more structured than dynamic, I guess, is like, but at least you don't need to be anywhere to be yourself.
No.
So that's part of it too. It's not just this. It's like your brother is the perfect example of needing to be somewhere else so that he can, because he has no idea how to be with himself. So he's always going to be somewhere doing something, seeing something new, while you want to be grounded because you want to build relationships. You want to build like an identity, and you have that there. You go in there, the bartenders know you. Not only do they know you, they brighten up when they see you. Hey, you're friends. You talk with people. You know the people in there. And then you know their history, so you can come back in there next time and figure that he doesn't have any goddamn interest in that because the only interest is himself because he doesn't have the structure internally to be able to, his identity is based upon everybody else, based upon everything he's doing outside of himself.
It's not just him. There's other people that are that same way.
And that's why the people that, if you notice, the people that are comfortable staying home and just chilling are the ones who are at least like they don't need to prove anything. Oh, I got to go out and do things. It's like I'll just hang out here.
I'll just chill right here. The thing about it is it's routine. Like I understand what you're saying, Max, about routine, because like when you have a routine, you don't really want somebody to try to crap on the routine. You rather somebody just understand the routine.
Yes.
And
exactly.
when you're going out and you're doing things, or you're used to having certain things like a 12 gauge, or you're used to being able to get to the bathroom by yourself. People don't understand when you're totally blind, you want to be independent. So my routine has something to do with my independence. And if I have to be dependent on you, well, check it out. You need to be able to be available for me to be dependent on you in a way where if I'm going somewhere new, somewhere that's much unfamiliar, then I'm going to need you to step up your game as one of my friends and be, a little bit easier for me to get with on certain things. You need to let me know. Be around. I can't have 2 or 3 of my friends spread it out through the whole facility, and I'm sitting in the corner by myself.
I
can't. I don't like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
No, I hate that too. When you're just, as Cruise Control said, the baby in the corner, or one of you guys said that.
Yeah, I think this is even a broader thing though. Like I said, the reason why you're bringing this up is because at some level you feel like you should, like somebody told you and keeps telling you like this isn't the way you should be. You should be going and doing this and that and it. And the thing about they don't understand is they want to frame it in the way of you going different places, but you meet new people every day. You are drawn toward chaos and whatever you want to call it, new experiences through people.
Yep. Yeah.
You don't get your new experiences through going to a new mall or a new bar. You get it through seeing the new person at the bar or the old person with the new who's hanging out, or just any new experience at that in that situation where you can go, ooh, I don't like this. I can leave.
Yeah.
Or it's funny because I need to go take a piss without asking anybody.
That's the thing. I hate that. I hate having to ask for assistance. Can you help me find the back room? Like, it just makes me feel retarded.
Right, but you know everybody in that damn place. You know all the regulars. You know all their names. Does you think anybody else, most people know the regulars, the names of all of them in there? A lot of them.
I would think at that place they probably do, because everybody does seem to know each other. But in other places, like I said, I don't know anyone in there. And it got to the point, I took an Uber. I left that bar last night. And then the thing I think that triggered it was that my friends are like, oh, no, we can take you home. We can take you. I'm like, I'm not going home. I want to go to the runner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, see, that's the thing. You got to go home, too. Oh, you want to go home? No, I don't want to be here. So
yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to be here.
Yeah.
No, you got to we'll take you home. I don't want to go home. I'll just...
Yeah, you guys have fun and play pool and play machines or whatever you're doing. I'm going to where I know where things are at, So I was kind of bitching about this to the Uber driver that picked me up, and she was kind of commiserating when she's like, because I was saying it's funny how people who should know you, are actually, and she was saying, yeah, they're, a lot of people are just selfish instead of being selfless, sometimes, and thinking like, oh wait, this may not be a conducive situation for Max. He doesn't know that place. So yeah.
There's not a lot of that right now. Even in society, we don't have
cluster B society,
man. And
go ahead,
man. And the cluster B society actually really is, up your back type society too,
Oh,
and it's a little bit of both, but
this actually segues too. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, the segue, you already know. And that's right. And the thing is, it's like we have to have an idea for ourselves that people are not going to always be counting on how you feel. They don't count on that no more.
And they shouldn't all the time. Why would they all the time?
No. Yeah. It's not an all the time thing, right? It's what it is it's the right time.
Like,
it's the bad timing is better. Is better for people that don't really want to be selfless. This bad timing, they like that bad timing because bad timing means they're going to do this. They use that against you. Man, it's bad timing. Man, I want to do this. Hey, man, this is bad timing right now. Hey, bro. I'm like, okay, it's bad timing. Yeah, it's bad. I want to do this. Okay, you want to do this. So I guess I'll just chill right here. Yeah. And their thoughts are, especially with a blind person, their thoughts are, well, hey, because you're blind, this is what you got to go through.
I'm going to be devil's advocate, though. Go ahead.
This is not what I have to go through right now. I want to go play some pool, and I want to go do this, and I know it's hard for you to do this or do that, And I've been many of places other than bars, all kind of places where I can't really do the things I want to do because nobody really wants to show me either.
Right.
They don't have the time. Like going to the gym. Perfect example. I go to the gym, I'm hitting weights, I'm on one spot, and I already have it in my heart. I don't want to mess up their routine, but they really wanted me to go, they want me to work out. But once they get going, they totally forget about me when they get going. They're like,
I'll dump you in the corner kind of thing. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And know what? And I get it though, because I don't want to mess their routine up.
That's the other part of it.
Right. Your heart is like, well, but but I'm on this bench press and I've been sitting there for like 30 minutes, 25 minutes.
Right.
And
Like,
and nobody, they haven't came back. And then when they do come back, they go, "Oh, bro, I forgot." I say, "Hey," and I make it funny and I laugh at myself and I make it a joke. And then I find out they already moved on to 3 different things.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why did I come, man? I shouldn't even listen to you.
Yeah, well, one thing that though I want to be a little bit more lenient with your friends, because there's also another side of this too, and the distinction between this and your brother, because your bro is a textbook, if you want to call it cluster B, or basically what I call it. He has no structure, so he has a lot of structure. It's basically he's either hit by emotions or he's so fucking uptight that he explodes.
right.
So he's basically, that's basically our society. It's he can't hold 2 things at once, good or bad. But anyway, your friends, they wanted to hang out with you. They said, "Come on with us," because they're not used to hanging out with you. They just said, "Hey, I want to hang out with you." They might not understand or think about that, because they might, for couple reasons, they might not go that far deep in terms of like making those connections, like, oh, I'm going to take this person somewhere and they're not going to be going that way, which is not necessarily their fault because they're not used to it. Or, like I said, they didn't think about it, but they did go, "We want to hang out with you. Come on with us. We're going to go over here." So, you know what I'm saying? So like they're like, you can go, maybe next time they'll go, "Oh, he doesn't want to do that. So we won't ask him this time, or we'll go a different place or do something where we're more familiar." You know what
Actually,
I'm saying?
I'll tell you what it was. It was, you met my handyman, Warren,
Yeah.
and his wife. You know what they were doing? They were over here. I didn't realize this. I went to go get I got a new cane, by the way. My old one broke. So I went down to the mailbox to go get it. And as I'm coming back, I hear her, she's like, "Max." And I'm like, "Wait a minute." I was like, "What the hell are you doing here?" They were fixing the water heater over at remember Anthony's house.
Yeah.
So Anthony, I gave Anthony their number in case
Uh-huh.
anything, because he needed a handyman. So they were over there fixing his water heater, and she saw me walking around. So then that's when she was like, "Hey, do you want to go with us to we were
Right.
originally going to go to this other bar, but she couldn't play pool because I guess they were doing something to the floor and they moved the pool
So
tables."
it was them inviting you along with them. So you actually can't get mad at them, really. I'm sorry.
No.
In this situation, you got to go, "Oh, that situation." It just sucks that the idea that now
Right.
your brother's known you for your whole life. He
True.
asks you to go to a place knowing
He should know what it is.
knowing you're
You
going
think?
to knowing you're going to a Irish bar on the Strip on St. Patrick's Day. And he's going,
Right.
"I want to take you." And you're like, "Oh, well, he's not going to take you. We'll probably go to some local place." And you're like, "All right, I'll go. Maybe it won't be, maybe whatever." But he takes you literally to the worst possible place you could possibly go, the most expensive place you could possibly go.
Man.
And
Right.
he's
Just a bad.
no. He's not drinking. So
That was the other thing. He wasn't drinking.
How much money did he spend that night?
He didn't spend.
Man.
I mean, just for his food. That's it. That's all he got.
Right. So you can get annoyed with your friends, but actually, I wouldn't be annoyed with them at all. I'd say, "Hey, guys," I'd even mention, "Hey, I wanted to let you know, thank you so much for inviting me out. It just wasn't my thing, just because I don't like being in places where I'm not good. But if you ever want to go to the Runner, or what's the pizza joint you go to all the time?
Red Dwarf. Oh
Right.
yeah.
You know that place, right? You know how to get to the back. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Right,
So
you know that place. So any place, just, hey, if you want to go to a place and hang out anytime, just go places familiar, and then you let them know. They know. But that other thing was with people that just don't listen. That you just know them, and like you were talking about, Nash. Let's go to the you're like, I don't want to be left anywhere. Oh no, I won't leave you there, and then they just leave you there. Like
Yeah, that's totally, and they just want you along for the ride, kind of thing. Like, what, man?
Like, I'm at the gym with my friend, and then you're sitting there on the same damn whatever for the while.
Yeah, like you said, you're sitting on a machine. Somebody might even want to use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you feel like,
you're on the same machine. But this is routine. This is routine, like you were saying. Like it is routine what you were saying, but it's more of familiarities too.
Right.
You're in the middle of routine, familiarity, and there's a lot of blind people, especially because like we had started it. If you weren't blind, it will be a little different. I trip off of people that are not blind and that complain about just doing what you said, going with friends out doing stuff and going different places because they are stuck on a certain routine place. They're like, nah, like they go to another bar and all they can do is find nitpicking of that bar and they can see. And they're
Right.
people playing pool. They don't want to play pool right. They don't want to play pool at the runner. And they go over here, hey, what do you do? Well, I don't like this bathroom. I like my bathroom at the runner. And they can see. They have no eyesight problems. And they just are those type of people that are stuck on that type of, vibration.
It's always a balance between the two things. It's always a balance between the two things. It's being able to do both at once. It's being able to, and that's what you do there. That's what I'm trying to say is that the people that say, "Oh, you go to the same place every night, it must be boring." It's like, does the same thing happen every night? Do the same conversations happen? No,
different
nothing
stuff
is the
each
same.
time.
Like you might have nights that are similar and more low key. But that's kind of cool. You like that. You're talking to people. You're having conversations. It's never the same to you most of the time because you're having intimate conversations with the area around you that's sitting next to you. Every night is different. Sometimes you'll sit somewhere and maybe someone will be sitting there you don't know. But maybe that the chair you normally take is taken, but you sit across the bar, and some people never sit across the bar. So some people will always sit at the same machine. So sometimes you're sitting next to Bargo, who sits at machine number 18, and and then you never sit next to him because whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Because you're always on the other side, and if you're on the other side, you're not talking to him because he's on the other side.
Right.
Your frame of reference is a small area. So you have different experiences every night while he goes to these places, has the same freaking experiences every time, standing in a room of loud people with people that he can't talk to every single time. He thinks that's different because he's staring at different people that he can't talk to.
Right. Actually, I have a quick. Speaking of bathrooms, I do have
it's
a
not
quick.
a VH thing. It's a more of a mental thing. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is.
Yeah. But it's people just have to kind of understand that. Hey, man, it's nothing personal. It's just like you said about my friends. It'd be. I just would have to explain to them, hey guys, just so you know, I think Warren knew. I think Warren did because he wasn't crazy about going to this other place just so she could play pool.
I'd like to ask you something. Oh, but women are more empathetic. I'd like to ask you. Oh, we can talk about that too. I'd like to ask you something though. How many times have you told your brother, this isn't my kind of place? How many times afterwards have you said, hey, that wasn't really my thing?
Dude, it goes back to when we were roommates. Remember, he used to always want us to go to all these different bars.
Exactly.
Remember? So this goes back to 1998.
So how does somebody not learn from the person they're supposedly known their whole life? How do they not learn this? Because they can't. Because they're broken goddamn records. They're looping. They're not spiraling. They're not going up. They're not looking back at their lives, looking down, going, oh, that's where I was then. They're in the same goddamn place looking for pussy. Look at 50 years old going, oh, hey, I'm trying to get some ass, buddy. I don't know what you're doing here. You're 50 at a loud ass place. Not talking to anybody and getting, bringing a Tinder date over to impress people.
That was another thing. He brought this this girl that he met on Tinder. He invited her out. I'm like, this is your guy's first date? And then all of a sudden he's not interested in her, so he tries dumping her on me. And I'm like, I'm not doing
right.
This shit.
And that's the thing. He's looping, not spiraling. He's like my bro, the same place, and swimming around a damn circle of their own crap.
Don't let him. Don't look. Don't make sure he doesn't hear this broadcast.
I don't think he'd listen. He never listens to it.
No, he wouldn't listen.
He's going to be like, "What the hell, man?"
Nah, that's what, and it's kind of funny because I did a song called "Onions on the Burger," and on the second verse I'm talking about him, but I wasn't specific. You know what I mean? I was kind of just talking about his character. Well, he picked up on it, and he was like, hey man, I want to talk to you about something. You made a diss song towards me. I'm like, it actually wasn't a diss song. I was like, I know what you're talking about, but that was pretty good that you picked that up. But no, man, I'm just talking about your personality and things that you do sometimes. He's like, man, I was kind of surprised you made a diss record about it. I'm
right. And Max, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
If someone made a diss song about you, because no one ever had, if they have, if someone made, but I'm talking about not knowing you like that. If someone close to you, like I did, and I said, yeah, this is a diss, and you would go, what am I doing? And you would look at yourself and you go,
oh, yeah.
what am I doing that causes someone close to me to make a diss song about me?
Right. It would make you kind of reevaluate
And then you
a little
would
bit.
what? Reevaluate
Oh,
your
man.
behavior and
Oh,
change your
jeez.
behavior. And what did he
Your behavior.
what did he do?
Not, it was
Nothing.
just, yeah, it was like pulling the
Nothing.
attack mode.
Nothing. So,
No,
so
yeah.
even getting a diss rap about him didn't make him go, whoa.
From his
That
brother.
that would make me go, dude,
Right.
I'm gonna change my I should have wow.
You're supposed to laugh at yourself. First of all, it's your brothers. You're supposed to laugh at yourself
Right,
and go,
but the thing is,
really? You really, dude? Okay, all right.
thing
I'm
is-
going to get better at that. I'm going to get better at it.
or you go, wow, maybe I need to really look at some of the things that I do. Because that the way maybe my relationship with my brother or something like that, like or anything else, but there's no self-reflection. It's never. It's just like, oh, and just like this, he like Max sent him Max was courteous and said, hey, thank you for inviting me. It's not my thing.
Yep.
And then a year later from now, he's gonna ask, hey, you want to go out with me again? It's gonna be the same damn thing.
You're right. He probably will. Hey man, you want to go to this place for? And again, I wasn't even familiar with the name. I didn't know what this place was. So I'm like, okay, I agree to it. And then he tells me it's on the strip
because he wants to control you. He wants to have you on his arm.
He wants to control you.
I am not joking. These people, this is what's wrong with everyone, is that they have no self-control or self-identity. So they reach out to other people and they control them because they need the power because they're so insecure because they don't have any structure internally. So
and are you saying that they do that because they want to, and the excuse is they're enlightening you. They're enlightening you.
Oh God,
I've heard this before.
Giving you experiences. I brought sight to the blind. Some stupid like that.
I want to bring
this up. I've heard it.
I want to bring this up to you again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you know what? I just had a real quick, funny bathroom story. You guys had brought up the bathrooms and bars. So when I went to go see that show,
bathrooms and bars.
Yeah. Well, on Friday night, I went to go see Donnie Menace and MMMFD and a few other groups that I'm familiar with. And so when I go in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I hear a chick's voice in there. I'm like, what the hell? And there's a urinal in there, so I know it's a men's bathroom. I'm like, why is there a chick in the men's room? What's going on here?
She's high.
Actually, that's funny. It's funny you say that because later I went to the bathroom again, and I heard this guy talking to the other dude. He's like, yeah, man, that's the stall right. He said, that's the Coke stall right there. You want to do Coke? And I'm like, oh, they're in there doing Coke. That's why she was in here. And I'm just like, all righty then. You guys, you do you.
Hey, I'm curious. Is this a place? This is that place you've been to plenty of times, right? What's that place called?
I've been to a few times. It's called the Dive Bar.
Yeah.
It's over on Maryland Parkway.
And Crews goes, yeah.
What's even that place? I'm familiar with it. I've been there a few times.
That's my point. And guess what?
Huh.
You're going there. No one knows you went there, probably, except you.
I told my mom, actually. She asked me what I was doing. She called me
No, but
Friday
if
night.
you hadn't, you wouldn't have told her.
Yeah, oh yeah, I wouldn't volunteer it and be like, hey, mom.
So nobody knows you're going to these places. Oh, get out more. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not even telling you half the shit. I'm going to it's so pathetic, man.
Right. It's not just because I don't vocalize it and tell you what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that
if your bro knew anything, he said, "Hey, let's go to a local bar where they're playing, where they're playing maybe some music, or we can listen to some music for a while, and then they'll stop playing and we can talk it. But maybe some some place where we can just hang out and BS at a bar." You
know what I remember? Funny enough, that is something that he did when we were roommates. I remember him calling me one day and said, "Hey, since you and cruise control just like sitting on your asses at home, how about you sit on your ass at a bar?" I remember him saying, I distinctly remember that conversation. I'm like,
enlightening. Wow. He is enlightening you.
Yes, he's telling us just like my bro, all the things he's done is because he's an empath. And he's
Jesus.
It's because he's such a feeling sensitive person that he allows his need to be the rescuer and savior to allow people to manipulate him. And that's why his weakness is he's such a good person.
I would allow you to enlighten me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need your direction.
Because here's the first rule of existence. All three of us right now, we don't have a fucking clue. I'll say the word. None of us know what the hell's going on.
No.
No.
But what
No,
we do
but we know what's going on in our lives. We know what we're doing.
We try to figure it out with that knowledge. At least that's what I do. Is that we know the knowledge of not knowing everything.
Right. But
And
your immediate stuff, what's going on.
Also, we're a little bit different too, and I think this is something goes back to the blindness and the visual impairment. Is that when you are constantly, I'm just going to sound victimish, but I'm just going to say it. But when you are constantly
victimish,
when you're constantly met with your limitations and you can see how much other people can do that you can't do, you either become the true narcissist who never is humble, or you are extremely humble because you understand limitations inherently.
I think you're absolutely right.
Right.
I think you're absolutely right with that. Either you're going to be this narcissistic person that truly don't take accountability for anything, and the world has to be grabbed by the cojones, because you're going to grab them by the cojones because you have been going through some disabilities in your life, and you're blind or vision impairment, or you got some broken legs, or you've been raised with a cleft foot, or whatever's going on in your life, and you're going to take the world by the cojones and screw everybody. You're going to be rude to people, and people say, hey, that guy is kind of rude. But to you, you're not being rude. You look at it as, I'm just forward and they're backwards. I'm just being a forward person. Something's wrong with them, and either you're going to be like that, or you're going to be directly more humble and you want to learn. You have no problem learning. You're learning every day. Just like you said, we're learning all the time. Let's learn. I want to learn, man. I'm looking to learn all the time. So yeah, I understand what you're saying there, Cruz, because it's like we do know ourselves. Just you're saying too, Max. Like you know yourself from a layer, but the layers up underneath, those are the layers I like, because those layers keep on layering. And I keep on allowing those layers because I want to learn more. I want to do more. I want to understand more. I want to gravitate to things. But I do want to keep a cool routine of understanding certain things. I do like familiarities in certain ways, and nothing wrong with that. But I am in layers. I do like layers. What Cruz is saying, I do like that.
Yeah, root deep to roam far, or feet on
I see what you're trying to say.
feet on the ground, head in the clouds. You cannot. It's like I said, don't build your house on a sandy land. It's that simple. If you have a structure inside of your mind, because what happens with people like my bro is he gets so overwhelmed with his emotion because he doesn't have any filtration. Everything hits him and everything explodes outward. So what he does, he becomes. He throws up walls, boom, and instantly he's the narcissist. He's the narcissist. So for me, there's no difference between narcissist and borderline. Borderline is let everything in. Narcissist is build the wall. But when you let everything in and you panic, what do? You build massive walls around yourself. You build the cage. Oh, the empathy cage. Oh, I hung up on my brother a couple months ago. It's because I'm empathetic, and and he just fills himself mind with all this, and he does the same thing over again. Spins his wheels. It's a long story, but same thing with your bro or just society in general. And society, like we were talking about, were we talking about it last time about the performative nature of
conformative nature,
performative nature of Camp Bloomfield? I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think I was.
I don't remember talking about it. We had talked about that with Louis, actually.
Maybe, yeah. The idea of Camp Bloomfield used to be 16 days, right?
Right.
So I'm pulling this out to society. It used to be 16 days. We used to go there. It'd be wars and fights and love
and dating
breaks up and there'd be the talent show and the New Year's night, and there's always when that time you got sick and everything that happened over a 2.5 week span. And for 14, 12, 10-year-olds, 2.5 weeks is a long time.
Yeah.
Especially if you started going there when you were a kid and you learned how to not like me, like learn how to get over homesickness. I learned that from camp when I
Yeah,
went to the
because
first time.
that was 2 weeks back then when we were in elementary.
Elementary was 2.5. It was 2 weeks. It was long.
Hey, we were there for like 2 weeks, huh?
Right.
Wow.
Now, and over the years, just like the rest of things, it got more performative. Camp got more performative. They started changing the names. Now you have names for counselors. Now you have Little Wolf, and you have your own little nickname. And you have all.
I might have started that a little bit, man, when I was working there.
No, I don't think you did. Maybe you did.
I might have inspired it. I think because I give all the women animal or object names, so I think that's what kind of started that whole.
Did anybody else say that though? Call them that though.
Actually, some people would.
Damn it, you started that.
Let him have it, Cruz. Let him have it.
And if you remember,
let him have it.
At the end of the summer, remember I got an award. It was like what was it? The What's Up, What's Going On award or whatever. And at one point it said he nicknamed all the female staff, which he called them by all summer or something like that. So
no, they do that at camps though. That's the new thing at camps because it allows the kids to be whatever. But anyway, so the camps get shorter and shorter and shorter, and now they're like 3 days each. So the kids.
Wait, hold on, whoa.
Oh yeah, teen session was like 4 days. I remember when I worked there. Yep, that was like 4 days. Then they sent them home. I'm like, well, that's
it was 4 days. No, it wasn't. It was. 2
It was 4 days. Yeah, it was like 4 to 5 days, dude.
No,
I think that was it. Yep. When I was working there at Camp Bloomfield, I remember that. Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 days, dude. It wasn't long at all.
Okay, what about actual camp going in?
It changed that quickly. Sorry.
Oh yeah, this was 1999.
Wow, bro, hold on. Just you guys saying 3-4 days type thing. Hold on. So we're talking about the summer. We're talking about going at the end of June and going into July.
We go in like August.
Actually, teen session was at the end. Matter of fact, it was the last session before we all finished up for the summer.
Yeah, so our session was the last week. I think we had a family camp after our session, but either was the teen session or that was the end. But that was the big, as counselors, 2.5 weeks. None of that bullshit.
Nope. And then here's another thing. They had an alumni session. Oh, see, now 99 when I was there.
About that.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's all about, I always say a car is as good as its engine. So the person running it at the time, or the people running it, they had no experience with blind people. Their past experiences working with gang kids over at YMCA.
It's easy to do that. They don't actually have to invest. The kids don't actually have to get homesick. The kids don't actually have to get to that first week grind of the week. So they never learn. They never learn what it means to be in a situation where you're 2 weeks in, where you're dealing with complete strangers. The counselors don't really learn because they have to deal with the same people for 2.5 weeks and learn things from and become friends or even just becoming close as like mentors. Like I looked up to some of those counselors,
Oh, absolutely.
Cool ass people.
Yeah, there was a couple of counselors that were really cool, man.
Right, and you wouldn't have known them for 4 days because you wouldn't have seen them go through all the stuff that you did, or even just like the breakups. How do you have a relationship as a teenager? Well, that's not important at camp. It's the activities. Yeah. No, dumbass. It's the
right.
You know what else they used to do too? What they did when I was working there, instead of, remember how we had individual groups within the cabins, like there's B14, B15.
Yeah, it was great. We looked at the schedule. We find the one with the hot girls we liked and make sure we like see what.
I want to go to the activity with her.
Kelly Wallace. Oh, so she was in G4. Oh, G4's
right.
Oh,
Well, instead now what they do is this cabin group. So the whole cabin, you're hanging out with your cabin all day. So that'd be like, going to work with your roommates, basically.
Not only that, but you come back to your cabin and you talk about the day with them and you have different experiences throughout the day. Then you come back and have that bond as the cabin member.
Right. Matter of fact, I remember doing that with Nashayah. Actually, there was times where I'd be like, "Hey, man, this happened. I saw so and so at this activity," and then he'd tell me,
yeah.
Or like you'd be like, "Hey, you got her. Did you tell her at swimming, man? Just tell her that we'll be meeting later on, or whatever. Whatever the hell you were doing,
Oh gosh, don't even remind me of the pool. Golly.
See, like we get the pool,
girls at the pool,
and you get the pool parties. And then the same thing happened as a counselor. So we'd have those long the elementary session was 9-10 days. It was shorter, but still 9-10 days. It wasn't nothing to sneeze at as a 10-year-old.
Right,
you know?
right.
And then you go up to the longer session where because the kids, we as campers, it was an event. We didn't go there we went there for the 2 weeks so we could spend time with people we never saw any other time. And they don't even get that. So now it's all performative is where I was going with that. And
Yeah.
so it basically it's all in the wars are performative. Everything that's going on TV right now is performative. All this whole war thing about the Iran stuff, and now you've got it's about the Democrats hate it and the Republicans, everything today, and now camp is 3 days and they don't understand what it's like. They're going to think they're going to have this amazing experience and it'll be whatever it is, but they're not going to have that kind of experience that we had.
No, hell no. And then what they also did too, they had like an alumni session for I think it was like 18 to 24, at least when I was working there. And they would have, I saw some of the people that used to go to camp with us back in the day, like Julie Klein or whatever, or Julie Williams, I think is what she went by.
Yeah, Julie Williams. 3 or 4 day camp for that, which is a nice idea.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be better to have take those days and put them on the end of the kids camp.
Yeah, because kids need more camp than the adults would.
So how did you find out right now in 2026 that it's only 3 days?
You know what? Actually,
gone to Wayfair. Let me actually go to Wayfair.
Oh, Wayfair. Oh yeah, check it. Because you do know that that Camp Bloomfield burned down, right? Back in 2018.
I thought I heard something like that from Dwayne telling me something about it.
Yeah, I'm sure Dwayne told you because man, it was.
So that's
because Evander called me. It was a Saturday night. He was like, "Man," I'm like, "Why is he calling me? It's Saturday. What the hell?" And he's like, "Dude, did you hear?" I'm like, "Oh, what?" And he's like, "Camp Bloomfield burned down, bro." And I'm like, "Huh?"
Wow. How could that happen, bro? How is that even possible?
I think it's just that wildfire stuff, man. Some, idiot throws a cigarette out the window or something stupid, who knows? But yeah, that place, man, went up. So, which is crazy because those cabins were brick, if I remember right. They weren't wooden. But yeah, that
they were wooden. The beams were wooden, everything except the wall, so you could see inside. Like it basically looked like if you look down, you could basically see inside of the cabins, and they were like metal all melted in there, and
like a shell. Oh Jesus!
Because of the beds. The beds all got all the mattresses gone.
Oh, and those dressers, I'm sure went up real quick too. Those wooden dressers. Yeah, wow.
Wait, hold on. So, wait a minute, because the main thing about that, I'm thinking about Camp Bloomfield, and I'm like, hold up. All of the camp, for the guys, the guys stuff was at the top. You had to go up the hill to get to the guys area, and the girls area was down the hill across the.
Yeah, it got wiped out too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole area.
Everything.
The whole camp, man. The whole thing went up. It's
Happy Hollow was under like 10 feet of mud after a mudslide.
Jeez.
The pool was completely like just the everything was, their house was destroyed. They had to move. The whole place was sold and they didn't want to rebuild. So you want to hear the camp sessions, guys?
Okay. What do they do now? How's it work?
Camp Bloomfield Traditional Summer Camp. Our traditional program promises 3 sessions of recreational and camping programs. And here it is. Adult camp, June 8th through 12th.
Only 4 days?
No, okay. For adult camp. When you think that's fine for adults because they shouldn't be going the goddamn thing anyway.
True.
Your adult family session, June 18th through 21st. And youth/teen camp, June 28th to July 1st.
Wow, that's another 4-day deal. So it's all 4 days.
That's like barely even a blip in your life.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to forget about that. They're not going to have any enjoyment.
No, they're not going to understand anything. They're not even going to know what the difference is between. So that's the thing. They're going to have a good time based upon what they know. Just like the kids today are. Or anything today, all these things that are being recycled today, they play it off as camp, but it's performance.
Yep.
It's this is a camp. People. We're going to do camp things, and it's like, but that's not what camp was about.
If you're not going to do it right, then just don't do it. If you don't really want to do it, and you're saying it's not enough money, is there not enough money, or what is it? Is there's not the extra dollars for the non-profit organization is not coming in. This course with a non-profit
see something
organization,
here.
you
Let's
still
see
get paid.
See, they had more sessions when I was working there too. I mean, they had like first we had mentally handicapped children, so those were kids that were pretty severely mentally challenged. Then we had elementary camp, and that was 4 days. Then we had a family camp, that was I think 4 or 5 days. And then let's see, what was another one? And then after that was buddy camp. So elementary age kids could come back and go to camp and bring their sighted friend. So if you had a sighted friend and you're like, hey man, camp was really dope, man, you want to roll with me? Then you can bring your sighted buddy to camp to Bloomfield.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. Sighted buddy camp.
You never had that when you were working there, did you? Never had that.
No, and no, it's not this. And this is gonna sound. It's like having the girls in the Boy Scouts. It's like, in my opinion, the idea of bringing a sighted friend to camp. I mean, it sounds cool, but
right.
But like sometimes, especially as a junior, because what would happen if we had it in junior senior session? You know what would happen?
Oh yeah.
we both know what would happen. We all know there'd be a section of these kids that would meet, and the girl you liked who was blind would go out with the sighted dude, and it would
right. Yeah.
No, that's what we got every day in life. No, this is all this. Oh, bring your sighted, but they can learn about blind people. How about having?
And these are guys that had no experience with blind people. Like I said, their experience was with gang kids at the YMCA, so they didn't know anything, man, when it came to blind. I remember the guy said something stupid in training about, what was it? Blind people it was a very generalized. Oh, he said, blind people are definitely afraid of bees. Now, yes, I am afraid of bees just because that's me, but I don't think all blind people are definitely afraid of bees. It was kind of a general statement like, okay.
I don't. And one thing I will say is I don't really like that idea that you only get a few days, and I don't really like all these different types of camp. I'm down with maybe 2 different types, maybe 2 different age brackets.
Right. Elementary, then senior high school,
Youth team combo. They're all just throw them into the same thing. So they're all doing the same damn activities the whole time.
Yeah, wow.
And there's no.
Nah.
Yep. It's the one size fits all kind of thing, is what it was. And the only thing they did do, they did the New Year's dance for the teenagers, and then they did do the Christmas for the elementary age kids. Christmas in July. Where
but that's not a big deal if it's not on the 7th or 8th day because you're looking forward to it.
Right, exactly. It happens like the second night. You're like,
now, this is great. We got to give props to EHC.
Oh, I went there too. They're in Northern California. Yep.
Teen camp, July 20th through 31st. There we go.
Okay, there you go.
Now we're moving. Now we're moving. We're doing something.
That actually works because by that 16th day, you were like, I never really wanted to leave camp. I love camp.
Yeah, I'd kind of be kind of sad when it was time to go. Man, I had so much fun here.
Still, 11 days that's a week, and that's
better.
That's good.
That's
so
good.
EHC is still functioning. We'll have to tell Koala that when we do a show with her. We do a Think Rap. Because that's where I met her at, actually. So, but wow, okay, so EHC is still going.
You know what? They actually have some pretty cool ideas, though. Here's the idea. The first week is classic camp experience, July 20th. Then they've got Teen Maker Camp, which is during the second week. We switch things up from traditional camp, modeled by offering featured specialty programs or tracks. So campers can choose based on their interests and hobbies. So it's still the same camp. Like they got woodworking, home maintenance. They've got a bunch of different things: karate and self-defense, theater and performing art. See, that's cool because then the people that in the second half, you already had your established week of just doing the camp stuff.
Right. So you did your camp thing. Now it's like, all right, now we're going to get into what your interests are.
And I'm sure
like
you still do stuff in the night, but 11 days. Hell yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
They're still.
Yeah, I like
somebody
that.
still has some balls.
In fact, it makes me want to go work there.
Hey,
should.
yeah, I like that. I like that. I like. So what is the what's the where is this camp at?
They're in Napa. Well, they used to be at least. I don't. Where are they now? Did they? I think that camp burned down too, but they moved it. They must
Oh
have moved.
man.
So where are they now, dude? Are they what city? What town?
Let's see, they're in
Because they're in Northern California. I know that they're like the Camp Bloomfield of Northern California.
let's see, channels camp session and registration.
Just it'd be interesting to see.
Around the campfire and their matching I'm not sure.
Huh.
It's not telling me right
Well,
now.
you can just look it up.
Because they used to be in they used to be in Napa back in the day, but I don't think that camp is around anymore. Somebody told me it burnt down, but
what is going on with the burn down?
Burnt
I know,
down
right?
blind camps, man. What is it like?
Yeah,
What's
man,
going on here?
What's going on here?
There's a curse. I got like
On the blind man camp.
Camp Bloodfield.
Camp Burntfield.
Actually, you know, I went to an adult session at EHC, or like it was a like young adult session, and we actually went and we got massages, just regular massages, guys.
Oh.
We went to like a spa. We did like a spa thing. They took us out, so that was kind of dope, man. I remember doing that. That was pretty fun.
The Redwoods of Mount Veeder.
Oh, where the hell's Mount Veeder? I don't even know where that is.
Let's see.
Mount Veeder.
Today, each day is owned and operated by Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired, retaining much of its historic charm while benefiting from continual improvement. So I don't think it burnt down.
Huh. Okay, because Koala told me it burnt. I think it was Koala that said that.
Maybe they rebuilt it though, because maybe they have balls like unlike Camp Bloomfield.
Yeah. Well, it's Mount Veeder. I don't. That was probably by like those, Mount Shasta and all that kind of stuff up.
You know what? This goes back to what you were talking about though too, is how when places are important. Like one of the reasons why you like the Runner is because it feels, the way it smells. You walk in there, they play the same music. You know exactly what you're getting. The food tastes familiar. Well, what is Camp Bloomfield? People go, camp goes everywhere. No, it doesn't.
You can't. You're right. That place.
How are you going to replace Heart Attack Hill?
Exactly. Or the bridge, the metal bridge, and all those things. You know,
when I got my first Hummer in the bathroom at the playground.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait. This is the wrong show for that.
Or when I got my real first rubbing up on a chick in the pool. Just kept, I don't know why they let her keep humping on me in the pool. I didn't understand that, but I was like, hey, let it be.
You're probably loving it though, man.
Yeah,
you're probably
like,
digging it.
No, I'm not gonna tell.
Hey man, we were in the pool. I don't know what was. I don't know why I was getting it like that. I don't know what happened.
It was that secret garden, baby.
Yeah, because in the garden, your temptations come alive.
I wanna be with you. I wanna rub you in the pool, baby.
And that whole thing at rest hour, when we'd be outside making songs or wrestling or doing some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Thing is though, like people like to say these things like places don't matter because they want to.
Oh no, they do.
But they wanted to make things move on, and here's why they want to make things move on, because there's corporate investors and there's boards of directors that make money off this, so they got to keep Camp Bloomfield going.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So are you guys saying that Camp Bloomfield be in different places, or like what do you?
Right now, it's in a camp they rent out for. That's why it's not long, because they rent it out for.
They got to rent it for a certain amount of time before something else comes in there or something,
or whatever. They don't have the actual space, just like EHC does. So.
Wow, that's interesting.
Wow. And they just wouldn't rebuild. They didn't just put the insurance. I mean, somebody got insurance money off of that.
Oh, I'm sure the Bloomfields did.
I mean,
that was
right. The Bloomfields.
Well, it was from a massive wildfire that basically burned down half of the whole area. So yeah,
man, that's crazy. But yeah, no, we liked the place because we knew the environment, we knew where things were at, and we were 100% comfortable with the place. It's like, man, this is home for us, where just moving it to a different place is kind of like, what, we don't really know it.
How do you learn a space in 3 days when you're blind?
That's another thing.
Yes.
Yep.
That's real good right there, bro. How do you learn a place in 3 days, especially at 10 years old?
True.
Right.
Yeah, at that age, you know.
Back of my hand by the third year, or by the second week.
I remember I used to walk around there without a cane at Bloomfield.
We used
remember?
to guide other people there. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
dude,
yeah. I'd guide
you're
people.
new here? Yeah, I don't know where to go. Just grab on, bro. Come on, I'll take you down to the dining hall.
Yep, I used to guide people around.
And then that kid who saw that goes, whoa, he's guiding me around without a cane, because he's never had that experience before. And then he has something to look up to. And guess what happens? There you go. What do these kids got? They got freaking, I'm Yellow River. Oh, great. My name's Jim. I don't want to be called Jim. I want to be called Big Johnny, or Big Raccoon. Raccoon
There's
face.
nothing like camp when you can be there so long, 2 weeks, and you actually got people that need a good whooping. You got to wrestle them. You got to scrap a little bit, like Tom Ashby. My breaking through with Tom Ashby.
Oh, you're bringing names out, the Mr. Ashby.
Well,
I'm just saying. I hope he's a nice guy. I'm pretty sure he's a nice guy by now. He's probably got beat up a few times in his life.
You know what? I never had a problem with him. I was always okay with him.
I stayed at his house for a couple of days. He's all right. He because I was going to a special event, and I was able to stay. We were kind of cool that year in '93, and I definitely see though where he could get on somebody's nerves. He was.
Maybe I didn't spend enough time with him, because I don't. He was always okay with me. I never had any issues with him.
He was the kind who would like poke the bear, like, and you're like,
no, he was racist. Let's just keep it real. You guys were good because you guys
were white.
You guys had the complexion for the protection, but I had the complexion. I had the complexion for the neglection. So he wanted to rough me up and do all types of stuff, and I had to put hands on him and twist him up. Yeah, man. I almost want to
write a song with that shit in it.
Hey, I twisted him up in camp, man. Yeah, man. He got twisted up by me in camp, man. He thought he could rustle me and bully me, and I just snatched him up.
Well, you were always a pretty big dude, man. I remember you got me in this bear hug, and I couldn't move. I was like,
yeah, but you was thinner. You was pretty skinny at that time. Tom Ashby was he was taller than all of us. He was one of the tallest kids in camp. So he thought, because I was shorter than him, that he could just pick on the blind black guy. And then he came all the way up on me and tried to do some stuff. And I was like, dude, you don't know. And I just rustled him real good, flipped him over, turned him upside down, had both of his arms pulled up from back of the side of his head, had his head bent down toward the ground. I could have just threw him forward. It would have fell straight on his face. I could have kneed him in the butt if I wanted to. And he's screaming, "You better let me go before I whoop you." I'm thinking, dude, I got you upside down with your head going down to the ground, your arms are up in the air, and you're screaming at me that I better let you go before you kick my butt.
Yeah.
I never knew that happened, man. That's funny.
Ashby wasn't one of the brightest bulbs. I'll just say that.
You know what I'm remembering is when we were, Nashayah was in the same cabin, Dwayne was in the same cabin, and we had what we called the corner click, which was like Jason Corral, Gabriel. Wasn't he the one that snitched out Noel? Was it Gabriel?
No, it was Richard Rueda.
Oh, well, he was part of that little click too, but they called them the corner click because they were in the corner. We just would, like, they would be over there talking shit about us or whatever, and then we'd mess with them and be like,
Jason, is it Jason? Is it Jason? Jason used to run with Tom Ashby. I had to flip Jason up inside the cabin.
That'd be Jason Steele, probably you're thinking of.
Oh, there you go. No, that's it. Jason Steele.
Everybody loves Jason Steele. You wouldn't remember Jason Corral. He was one of those fart blindos.
Right.
We used to mess with them though. We used to call them the corner click.
I remember.
They were in the corner,
I remember him now.
And we'd crack on them. I remember all three of it. Me, you, and Dwayne would be like, "Hey, corner click."
I remember him now, but yeah, Jason Steele. Yeah, I put him in the I put him in some kind of arm lock that shook his whole life up. Like I had it so dizzy with it because he was talking mess, doing this and that. He was like challenging me, and that's how I got ended up wrestling Tom Ashby because Jason was trying to do something to me. I wouldn't let him, and I was so quick, and I turned him around and I put him in a Ford Nelson and shook him all around and made his head go all around in circles everywhere, and I threw him off of me. I said, "Dude, don't mess with me." And he ran off and got Tom Ashby and told me to come outside, and I came out and roughed him up too.
Oh, that's funny. So he went and got reinforcements. That doesn't sound like
Ashby.
Everybody remembers Jason. There's nobody.
He was a jerk off, bro.
Oh yeah,
these guys were jerks, bro. They weren't nice. They weren't nice to me. I tell you that.
We hung out with all of them, of course. We were in that crew.
Yeah, white guys hang out together sometime.
I hung out with everybody, man. I
kind of spread myself around too. I hung out with everybody too. I was doing.
I know you guys did. I'm just saying these guys were like,
Matter of fact, I remember. I think it was Lonnie or Damien, one of the two, and they were like, "Yeah, man, it's Max, the coolest white guy at camp."
Damien. I think I remember that name, Damien.
Remember Damien? Cool he used to rap. Yeah, he used to rap.
Yeah, Damien was cool. Damien was cool. Another person that was real cool at camp. I remember really having a good time with. As a matter of fact, we sung together too. He sung in the garden with us too. Crews, Tangier.
Tangier, yeah.
Or Tangier.
He only came,
right?
He only came to camp once, and he was almost borderline non-camper. I think he actually had almost decent vision.
Oh yeah, but his eyes were getting worse and worse. That's why he came. His eyesight, he was losing.
He was cool.
Oh man, he was a cool
93.
cat.
Yep. He was a little dude, wasn't he? Kind of a shorter guy.
Not really a little dude, just a skinny guy. But we were the ones.
But he got cold feet doing the song though. He didn't do the song with us. That's why it was just me and you who did the song.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, he
got cold feet. We were like, oh no, I don't. I'm like, what? So and we had to figure it out because it was the same day as a talent show or something like that. So me and you got up there and just wrecked shop.
Was it just me and you?
I don't know. I think it was me, you, and somebody else. It was like
it was somebody else. Because four of us, right?
Slade, I think. Slade.
Oh, did Slade?
No.
It wasn't Slade.
No. It was Crews, me. It was supposed to be Crews, me, Tangier, and then another dude that I forgot who the other guy was.
Because we redid it in '94 when no one else was there. Because me and you were the only ones there in '94.
Oh, you went back in '94, Nashayah?
Oh yeah, I went 3 years in a row. I went from 14, 15, and 16. I did 3 years.
Because '93, it was that was the last year I could go because I was.
That was my last year.
Oh, that was my last. Oh, '93 was your last year. That's right. Because
I didn't go with you in '94.
You know why? Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because 92 was the year, I think. No, because what we didn't we do Secret Garden twice? Maybe we did.
We did do it twice. But my last year was 93 because that's when I had my baby, and I didn't go back the next year after that. My 18th year, I didn't go back for my last 18th year, but I did go. I went from 14, 15, and 16.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. So basically it was 90 because I remember we did a talent show thing. I think it was a night where people were going out somewhere or I don't know. I remember there was I was in cabin 12 or something like that for a while because anyway, so that me and Derek did it together, and I think Tangier had to be 93 though too. He had to be 93.
Yeah, he was 93.
Yeah, because I remember him.
I don't know why I remember him getting up there with us, but I know somebody else helped us sing it though. Somebody else, I can't remember who, but somebody helped us sing it. They did pretty good, and then we ended up getting the staff. We had a few couples up there dancing to the song, and then I did Chocolate Bar. That's when I busted out the Chocolate Bar. And then we had staff members up there rubbing on each other on the stage. It was wild,
man. Yeah,
that was wild.
I got some.
We need the experiences. We need the experiences, man.
Well, those are great experiences.
4 days.
And that's
4 days. Come on, man. 3 days. Come on, man. That's not gonna work.
No,
that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
What were you saying,
Has
Cruise
not.
Control? You had something going on?
Well, I've got some inspirational stuff here. But it's actually something from the past. But it's actually this week's a very big week in my life.
I think I know
My
why.
dad passed away on April 1st in 2010 from
Yep.
pancreatic
So
cancer.
that's coming up. Yeah.
Right, but this is a good story though. This is actually good. So I'm working on an I've been having this idea for an album, and it's an album that's taken some of the scats I have. By the way, as an aside, I don't know what the hell they did to Suno, but now my scats are coming into my songs way more, and I don't like it. But anyway,
Oh, okay.
that's what I was doing before. But anyways, I'm working on this album because my dad was a trumpet player, and he was a damn good trumpet player. And he was actually a trumpet player who like graduated, went to school for it. He had a perfect pitch. He was just very, and I didn't really think about it a lot because he played for Sinatra in the 70s, where he met my mom in the Bahamas in 68, right? He met my mom in the Bahamas in 68 and then moved to Vegas and then played for Sinatra and the Rat Pack. He used to have dinner with them,
Oh, that's
Sammy.
crazy. I didn't know that.
My mom, he got mad at my mom because she sat on Dean Martin's lap. So it pissed him off.
Wow.
Yeah, so like literally hanging out, like literally Elvis, all the early 70s acts, Crystal Gale, all the 70s acts, all the marathons, all the telethons, the Jerry Lewis ones. He'd play those.
I didn't realize he was that
And
involved.
in the
Wow.
80s, he was doing shit like dressing up as superheroes, playing in frickin' like Vegas World and smoky lounges just to make money. And I'll get to that in a second too. But he was also in Stan Kenton is a major jazz player. He was involved with him. Benny Goodman, he actually did some showcases in. But the main guy was Woody Herman, and Woody Herman is one of the biggest jazz orchestra guys ever. So so I'm thinking, he never talked about this because it basically was 1964 to 67. And I'm already working on this album last week. In fact, I'm getting it done. It's probably going to be done tonight. So it'll be a new folio album called Pops. And it's got a picture of him, and it's all trumpet-based songs.
Oh, that's dope, man.
And I got a new version of Deadweight called The Wash. Because one of his sayings was, "It all comes out in the wash."
I don't know, comes out of the wash. Yeah, that was
the first song's called "Tastes So Good." The second one is called "Hate to Swallow," because one of his sayings was "Tastes so good, I hate to swallow." Then there's this song called "Why Don't You Join Me?" because one of his bigger sayings was, "I'm having a good time. Why don't you join me?" So it's all these sayings. There's another one. There's a couple of them. Other one I'm going to do. And so all these different things. And
gotta do one called "Stiff in the Morning."
I was thinking about it. I got one called "Teach a Pig to Sing." That's one of those things. You can't teach a pig to sing. It's a waste of time, and you'll annoy the pig.
Or just call it annoy the pig. I like that. Annoy the pig. I like that too.
Well, we got Laughter in the Rain, man.
And it's like a rock. These songs are rock fusions. Like the new Deadweight is called The Wash, and it's this funk rock, but it's trumpet. It's so badass. So but anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, God, I'm looking at Benny Goodman. He goes, "Oh, Benny Goodman," but he was also with Woody Herman. Here's a video on YouTube, and it's from 2023. So I'm like, what is this? This is on Tuesday afternoon. It's like 4:30, and I click on it, and I'm like, is that my dad? And he's up in the right corner, and he's young. He's 30 years old, 1967.
Oh,
right?
wow!
And it's like in those old those old where they used to do the videos with the spinning papers. I don't know if you know anything like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like at the beginning where you hear the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And he goes, John Crews. Gary. So I hear his name.
Oh,
it's got to be him. And
so it was in another country where he was performing. It was
in Italy. It was in Wien, Italy, and it was 1967. And I'm telling you guys, this is the best sounding like video I've ever heard. And I'm going, that can't be my dad. I'm like, this is amazing because I've never seen him perform like this before. And you got to understand,
crazy.
when my dad died, I consider myself, I consider those years kind of lost in a way. Like I was lost in a lot of ways. Maybe you can call it religious, you can call it whatever. I was drinking all the time. I was not the person I am now. Yeah. And every time I never performed for my dad. I'd never done performing. I was doing improv, but it was like, it wasn't the same. Just my whole demeanor was different. And he passed away, and I never asked him about this time in his life, really. I never just, when he grew up, I just never got, and he never talked about it. So it makes me wonder what happened. But I saw this video, and when this old big band stuff, they do solos like all the goddamn time. And so I'm like watching, and he's stepping down from this thing, and the other guys are doing solo. I'm like, is he going to do the solo? Because it's top right, and he's like, so I'm looking up fourth position. Like, is he's fourth position in this band? And the Woody Herman band, the Swingin' Herd, was the best of his. He had million copy sellers of his songs in the 30s and 40s. Huge guy. So, I mean, and then remember, this is big band stuff in the 60s. So
big band, yeah, they love big band stuff.
It was still rolling in the 60s,
40s, especially the 30s.
And he was the cutting edge. So basically, this is considered the best era of Woody Herman, and these guys are killing it. And then my dad gets down there, and he kills it too. And he's cool as a cucumber. And I'm hearing him play. And when I was young, obviously, I heard him play all the time because he practiced all the time. And that's where I got my scatting. He'd have to do that to help his lips. He'd literally go, and in the car, so I go, and he'd be like, because he got practicing lip.
You see, guys would go back and forth with scatting.
But when he played, so I hear him playing, and it's his style, and I hear him playing like I'm like a 10-year-old. Just sitting playing Transformers on the carpet while he's practicing for that night's drag gig at some shithole. But he's still doing this.
And you heard him play like that.
Wow, and I saw it, literally close up. And then I hear Woody Herman go, "John Crews, everyone."
Oh,
and,
wow.
And I see the pock marks on his face, and I lose it. I'm not talking like, oh, I'm talking. I'm on my goddamn knees in my room. I'm going, what the fuck? This just comes out. I mean, I'm racking sobbing. I'm like worried about the neighbors. And I'm going, just letting all this out and just seeing him. And the thing I kept thinking is, I did it. I'm all right, Dad. I'm not lost anymore. And
right.
And even now, I just, God damn it, man. Because then the 2 nights later. 2 nights later, we're doing this. I do an improv jam on Thursday nights, and I do an improv jam with like 15, 20 people there, and I perform afterwards in this thing called Stronzo. Thursday nights, Facebook, you can check it out. Stronzo Brothers, Stronzo Brothers. Not safe for work. Do not listen to this if you want to. And we're also everything we record is on Spotify as well. We record everything. So if you actually want to find us on Spotify, you can like us and listen to our crazy shit because we don't give a shit. But I'm doing that Thursday night, and I'm playing the harmonic. And the reason why I play the harmonic is because it's a mouth instrument that doesn't require. It's a mouth instrument, and I'm playing this thing. And all I can think of is that my dad. My dad playing and
right. Yeah. That's wow.
Yeah, and all the old thoughts and feelings of him playing, and you just got finished seeing him rock it like that.
And it shifted something in my whole mind, guys. Like I just feel like before and after that, like something just seeing that and seeing him at like younger than me by 20 years, and it was literally 1967, the end of it, and he met my mom in 68 in the Bahamas, and it changed everything.
So this is a year before they even got married.
A year before they ever got married, he went to the Bahamas, and I don't know what happened, why he left the band, but he was doing. He's on albums. He's on several of his albums. And these guys are, I mean, really, really, really damn good. I wish I could show it to you and maybe point you out. I could probably do it, show it, and point you out a specific.
You know what you can do if you do this. I know you could send me the link. I could put it in the description of this podcast if you like.
Yeah, I actually like that. I think you guys could watch it yourself. Now it's hard to tell obviously who's doing the solos.
Well, when you hear his name, right away it's like, oh damn,
Well, you'll hear him do it, but then a lot of times they don't do all the solos until but it's badass though.
Hey, I just remember that time we were at I guess no, you were living with me, but we went to your dad's apartment and he made us that steak Diane with the mustard. It was so good. God. And then I remember afterwards he busted out his trumpet and he was playing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I kept farting. Remember?
Yeah, dude. And that was
What a memory! What a memory!
Oh,
You make
man, it was
memories.
just
my
funny,
dad,
'cause
my
he-
dad was a party. My dad was a good time guy, man. You get
Yeah,
him
it was
some
always fun
wine.
hanging out with your dad.
We'd have
you know.
we'd have wine, and then he'd take a little. He'd go. Let me have a little poke, and he'd take a little poke of weed.
He called it something. Yeah, he had a name for it, I think.
Little poke. Take a little poke.
Okay,
Little
that's
pokey
right.
wokey. Give me a little pokey wokey. And then take a little poke.
I thought he had something. There was some other
Look.
term though. Let's have a poo poo or what? I forget what he called it. Something like a party or some.
It was wine Newton. We have some wine.
Wine Newton. Yep. Oh yeah, no, we definitely had some fun. And
So that's just a full circle thing. Like I'm a performer. I've always loved being in front of an audience, and he was in it more for the music. He was the cool cat on stage. He wasn't the guy getting all into it like the sax player was. The sax player had the hair and would lean back, beep, 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 beep. My dad's standing there I could almost hear my dad going, "Oh, fuck this guy."
You're getting annoyed with him.
But
like,
I'm also thinking, God, he was 30, and when I was 30, God, I was so stupid. So,
well,
and you're like, yeah,
and he already had kids from a first marriage. It was just, so whatever happened with that changed his life, changed the whole trajectory of it, and it almost makes me, like I said, wonder about the last years. Like, how do you go from that where you're touring the world with one of the most famous band leaders in the ever, and then you end up dressed up as Superman in some stupid lounge for some dumbass party.
That's because he got married. He got married, bro. And his other children became the priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shifted everything. So it's just crazy though how life is like that. But being able to see him and being able to see him not just be, oh, he played in it, like just to be adept, like extremely skilled, like master level player. Just going, wow. Just the pride, just such a moment. I just literally broke down, and I had to call my mom because this is another VH thing that no one understands, is that I wasn't totally sure. Like he looked so young, and I just couldn't trust my vision, so I had to call my mom the next day and say, "Hey mom, could you look at this please? It's kind of embarrassing. I'm almost 99.9% sure, but I can't. I have to know for sure." And then she calls me back an hour later and goes, "Oh yeah." She goes, "Oh yeah, there's no question about that." And then I showed it to my other buddies. He's like, "Wow, you saw him immediately. You saw the look."
Did you share it with your other bro, with D?
No, I didn't.
I wonder if he might like to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't share it with D because I don't trust
his volatile
like
psychological.
I'm seeing this and what am I, and then all that.
Okay.
I told my mom. I didn't even tell my mom. I said, "Hey mom," and this is one of the saddest parts. I'm having some issues with my other brother too, and I had no desire to share it with that other brother because.
Well, in that case, yeah, with him, you guys are kind
of, right now. It's kind of sad, but it's also,
you know what? This can. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, Nash, you're still there, right?
Oh no, I fell off and I came back on, and I'm back here again. Of course,
I didn't even know you dropped out. That's funny. I didn't hear you drop out.
No, I'm listening. I'm enjoying this, man.
I just, like, but it's not, because I know for myself, I can look at myself and say I'm not responsible for anybody else, But I can say for myself that I can look up and actually feel like, yeah, I've done something with myself, not in something like, oh, I'm done. Yeah, I guess in a little bit, I've done something with myself, Dad, but it just feels good to know that you're in a good place and that.
Yeah, I don't think your dad ever really felt like you weren't. I mean, remember you had my mom hired you, so you had a job.
No, it's not about a job, man.
No, but you weren't a loser either, man. You were never a loser.
Yeah, see, I don't. It's not even about that. It's more like he was always big on. Like I think he would really like the AI stuff. I think.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's more of on the lines of him looking down, knowing that I'm happy, and I wasn't happy then, and I think he knew that about all of us, that none of us were
Interesting.
happy.
Huh. Wow.
Because I wasn't happy really then, and there's, I wasn't happy then. I was happy. I was all right, but I wasn't happy. I understand what happy is now, and it certainly wasn't that.
Wow.
So you weren't where you are now.
Right. Not even remotely close.
Well, here's you bring up the thing with your bro, and it actually reminds me of a conversation I was having with my mom today. And as you know, I don't know if Nashayah knows this, but there's a guy I used to hang out with, I was friends with, who's my neighbor, and he, which is funny, my handyman was over there fixing his water heater yesterday, but he got mad at me for something. I don't know what. We suspect it might have been because Cruise Control and I were talking about him on one of the podcasts at one point. We kind of brought up some stuff, and Cruise Control kind of had a bad taste in his mouth about the dude. Anyway, there was a separate situation. Anyway, I was sitting with my mom today, and she was like, that was really a good friendship. Why don't you reach out to him? And I said, well, no, he doesn't want to reach out to me. And she's like, well, you need to be the bigger person. And I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Because like with your situation with your bro.
Okay. All right. So that is a trap. That is a trap to get people because it's a trap because it's like, especially with people that have abusive people in their families, because it's always the same person has to be the bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same person. You need to be the bigger person. Especially when if the situation, because what happened was he stopped talking to you. He used to call you all the time. You tried contacting him, and then he gave you a
cold shoulder,
a rude answer.
Yeah, that one time when he did respond to me, he did give me a rude answer. Yep.
And then doesn't respond. So it's almost like I hate that term. Be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Like usually what it is please make me less comfortable or more comfortable around the situation by smoothing it over so I can have you both to dinner or whatever
or something. Whatever the case may be. So
yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of that, Nashayah? What as far as like
it's a line? It depends. It depends on certain things, I guess. Go ahead, though.
It does depend on different things because being the bigger person is like being a bigger person sometimes for me as being a more spiritual person, I'm like, okay, you're gonna forgive, but my forgiveness goes so far and away. I can forgive you because that's what I need to do so that way I can be on my day to day, my thoughts, do what I need to do. But that does not mean I trust you the same.
That's true.
Yes.
The relationship's fractured at that point, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where it is with me. It's not I love my bro, but my thing is that when somebody performs something over and over and then they do the opposite of what they say they're going to do, and then you put your trust in them and then you make an agreement and then they break that agreement again, at some point you have to go, well, I love you, but I'm not going to share something with you that I feel you're going to be performing for. I don't know what whether the response is actually genuine or not. And regardless of whether that's fair or not, if I don't feel that way about somebody, then there's something there that needs that's it's I don't feel that way. I don't feel like if I showed my brother this, like I don't feel there would be I don't trust the response. And
right.
Like I said, that's awful. I don't like it.
But the whole thing about it is it like the kind of response that is because you had an actual positive emotional response, which was positive emotional. You got some stuff out of your soul that felt good. Pop, look at me now. Appreciation. And if you share that with your brother, and it is the only thing is it going to be where you don't feel that he would have somewhere close to your response? That's when you have to kind of, check yourself check yourself out the door to see where you are putting yourself involved in what he might feel or what he might think when you show him that. Because that could be something very special, just like it was special for you. And just because he might not feel the same way you felt, it doesn't really behoove of you or not. You probably send it to him without being there to watch the response. Let it be. If he hits you back and goes, yeah, that's dad, and that's all it is, then that's all it is. You had your experience. Your experience is yours. You can't expect anyone else to
to share the same.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's not even that. It's whatever response I get, regardless of what I talk to him about.
And the response could be nuclear too. It could actually cause more harm.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was saying too.
You know,
I was going to ask that. I was going to hold on. Let me ask. I was going to say, if it's another side to that, where if you show him that, is he going to start going through some type of relapse, respawn that's not good, be hurt by it, trigger something? You know, then that's a whole nother thing. These are the only two things I can see where you can, you know, if it's something like that, then I get you. But if you're looking for a response, like I said, you know, that you kind of feel you would like to get out of it, you know, and you're being honest with yourself, then you need to just send it to him and let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't even want to deal with him. That's the sad part about it.
See, and that's how I'm feeling about
like,
this other cat.
I just don't even want to. I don't even want to because I've just.
Yep.
There's a whole thing going on there we talked about before, and it's not even the main point of this because once again, the main point is my own personal response, in terms of how I feel about it, is enough for me. I don't need to spread it. Oh, look at this, see this. Oh, I need to show it because I don't there's no connection. The connection there that I would have done 6 to 8 months ago is not there anymore. I don't feel the pull to do it.
Right.
That's kind of the sad part.
So is that more of a personal thing with you and your bro? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if that's a personal thing you and your bro, then that's like okay, you're not really been connecting at all in whatever level with him. So you're like, well, it is what it is. So you send it to your mom and you say, hey mom, you know, send it to bro 1, bro 2.
And she can show it if she wants to, or she can do whatever she wants to. The bottom line is that I don't want to share it because I don't want to reopen that communication line from my end. I have no desire to open that communication line.
Okay, so that's a whole nother. That's like a whole nother kettle.
Actually, and that's why I'm sad. That's my point. That's the point of being sad.
And you know what? My mom's next response is really going to piss you off because first she was like, "Well, what are you too big to reach out to him?" And I was like, yeah, kind of, you know, I just don't want the trouble. And then later she says, why do men do that? That was her next.
Oh, why do men do that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yep. She was like, why do men do that? And I was just like, oh, no. You're taking it there.
Because I'll tell you, if you want to know why men do that, it's because men decide I don't like somebody. And then they go, all right, I don't like you and I'm done with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they don't hang out with people they don't like or try not to unless they have to.
Right.
Or they're weak willed and do that. At least they try not to. But a lot of guys will go, you know what? I've realized something, and I've switched off this thing, and I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna hold him accountable.
Even if it's wrong or right. So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, man, that's
can be because that's the thing. Like here's the thing. Like you said, you didn't change your behavior. You would still be hanging out every week.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and maybe he's mad because we went behind his back and talked shit about him on the podcast or whatever.
Well, then come out and say, hey, this is why I'm not hanging out with you, man.
That's what I would do.
And then
I would confront him,
and then you'd be done, and then it'd be over with.
Right. Right. That's it. I would confront because I'm a man. So if I felt like, oh, okay, you went, even my bro, as we talked about earlier, he heard that verse and right away he said, hey man, so what's the deal with, you know, so he stepped to me about it at least. So, you know, even my brother can even stand up.
Did you talk that much mess about you? You already felt like he wasn't going to be your friend anyway, or so you felt like he did something or whatever you.
Oh, I laid into him, and he just
cruise control was doing, but I was agreeing with a lot of what he said.
You're agreeing with a lot of what I was saying
and I did say he needs to grow some balls. I did mention that. I said, yeah, he needs to grow some balls. It was the whole thing, man. We won't get into all what went on there.
Yeah.
You know, it was something stupid, and it was. Yeah, it was HOA bullshit. So, you know, I just let it go. I'm like, all right, well, if you're pissed about that, then, and you don't want to confront me, that's cool. You know, if he would call me or text me, I'll talk to him. I'm not going to be that much of a dick, but, you know, as at this point, since he hasn't, then I just let it be, let it go, you know?
we have certain people in our lives, like me. I got a sister, my
We all
real
have them.
sister.
Yes.
We have those family, we have siblings, and we have, and we have certain people we don't really connect. We have friends that we don't really connect with as much. I got a couple of them. One of the reasons why I'm where I'm at now is, I'm not connected heavy with a friend. He's reached out to me. I got him. He just hit me up earlier today, as a matter of fact. And, he wanted to come kick in and see me, and I'm just like, nah, we're good, because he's done so many things that my heart was like, but at the same time, I know deep down with this person, I know that he's really a good person. He really does good things out there for other people. He really is meaningful to help. He knows he has some emotions, and he's emotional, and I know that. I've been knowing him for a long time, so in certain things. But when it comes to like, well, blood family, it's like, look, when they do certain things that are just not cool, and his blood family is just really weird. I have a weird relationship with my sister. I just really do. She's always been kind of a bully to me. She's older than me, and she just feels like she knows everything, right? So
sounds like my bro.
it's just she knows everything, and I don't know enough, and that's it. It's been that way.
Yeah,
It's been that way.
you.
Yeah, buddy, and nothing I say or nothing I do is good enough for her, and her living her way, her life. I don't even know her. I didn't even know when she got married. I never even talked to her husband, but she hits me up every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things that she's done, and my life is just like, okay, I got things I got to do. I'm not going to call her. She calls me, cool. I don't call her anymore. It was
Right.
long back then. I used to call her back then and keep trying to be her brother for so long. My mother used to say, when my mom was alive way back then, she used to say, hey, you're treating your brother just like your dad. You act like you're a dad. Used to tell
Oh,
my sister that and say, you need to act right with him. You need to be better with your brother. He's trying, and my sister has never looked at me the way like I understood life at all. She knows more. She
well,
knows
let me ask you:
more,
is
and
it
I don't
because
know
of your
enough.
blindness? Is it because of your blindness? I'm
I think it
wondering.
has a lot. Yeah, I've seen her act a certain way with me because of my blindness too. She,
Ah,
but then take it to a part where you're not enlightened enough, because she would also be like, oh, just because you blind, you can get a job. Go work over here. Go work at the Goodwill. I'm like, hey, you know what? The Goodwill got a lot of people there that work at the Goodwill. Guess what those people are? Those people are like handicapped mentally. Now I'm standing. I'm
so it's like
standing
she's
next
putting you
to.
with those people. Like, nah, man,
Yeah,
don't put me with them
you want.
cats.
Look, no, the main thing is you want me to take a job from somebody that's like 10 years older than me, but mentally they're 15 years younger than me. They're
Yeah.
mentally. You know what I'm saying? And you
Well,
want me
so
to take
it's
a
like
job
people
from
out here
them.
want me to go to the blind center all the time. Why don't you go to the blind center? I have a bunch of drivers all the time. Do you go to the blind center? And those people are what I call bleetards, blind retards, which I'm not saying retarded in a clinical sense, but I
You
mean retarded
know?
in a social sense. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's just it ain't my thing. So, and my bro has never said this to me, but I've had other people say, well, how come you don't, like the very incredulous at my reaction when I said, oh, I don't go down there. And they're like, why not? They do great things. And I'm just like, no. So I see it, man. I see where your
Well,
sister's talking
for,
trash.
for me, it's, and I think at a certain point, you just like when somebody, and this is the problem I have with a lot of that good, I'll be the better person, is that
Yeah.
it diminishes your like pain. It diminishes like the lack of
Like
What
what
you're
you go
going
through.
through,
yeah,
what you're going
what
through,
you're
right?
going for some, like, for instance. And it also makes is the bottom line is, Max, you don't really care enough, because if you did, you'd probably reach out, but you're actually going, you know what? Do I, I'm not.
Oh yeah, if you want to act like that, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, I see your true nature.
But you're
I
also
don't
like,
want you as a friend.
yeah, you're like, oh, yeah, you're like, oh, and then uh you're like, well, we hung out, but if this is the way you really are, then that hangout, it's like you're going, oh God,
yeah, like I'm just broken over the
you
fact
need
that
to fix it.
right.
Nah.
Right. Why do you need to
Nah.
fix something? And like with my family or anybody else, when people do things that you feel are immoral, and I feel like breaking promises and agreements and doing the same thing you say you apologize for in the past isn't, I don't find that moral. So there's a point, like you said, I'm not going to not wish the Merry Christmas to have at this point though, and maybe who knows if things will change. And that's another thing. This is not black and white. And that's another problem with most of the people is with these or emotional issues. It's either or. Oh, I'm never going to talk to them again. I'm never going to have a closer relationship. I don't know that, but I know right now that it's not that way, and that's
Right.
just
I'm
the
not
fact of
feeling.
it.
I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not feeling
That's
it
just the
right
fact. It's just the fact. There's nothing wrong with the way you are either. And that's the thing. You gotta be the bigger guy. But if you're like, I don't really care if I don't hang out with this guy, you're like, then what's
Right.
the point? Why go out to that, to reestablish something when you're obviously going, I don't need to. I don't need
And
to.
that was
There's
the
no
thing
need for me
too.
to.
Right. It's not
You
like
know?
it's she was like, well, but you guys had fun and you enjoyed it. And I was like, yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with him. But, if he's going to behave that way, it's like, well, I don't need somebody like that that's going to behave in that manner,
And also, there was not enough structure to the relationship where you actually can hang out with him now where you feel comfortable because this already happened.
Right. It's fractured, like you guys had pointed out earlier.
Yeah.
So
Who
yeah.
knows? But I think, like I said, going full circle, it's just amazing how just going back to that dad thing, just how everything just kind of comes back into full circle with me on stage. That's the positive point I wanted to get to. Is that I was on stage, like I said it, and I was jamming with my friends, and I was performing for people, doing what I love to do, and it felt good to have seen that 2 days later.
That's
now. To do something like that 2 days later because you're feeling like, hey, hey pops, look at me now. I'm a different man. I actually am doing something I love, and it happens to be me up on the stage, enjoying myself, having a good time, doing what I do, and and it's look at me now, pops. I'm doing it, and it wasn't like you're saying look at me now, like he put you down. No, it's look at me now, pops, because you never felt before like you were at a level like you are now. You never felt the way you felt now. And this is the feeling you would want Pops to feel with you.
Right.
And experience with
You're
you.
proud of it. Like if you could show that, which I'm sure he can see you anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
depending on how you feel about that, absolutely. And depending on but regardless of that, even if that's not the case, it doesn't even matter because it's just a self-assurance, but it's also the serendipity of it because it literally happens while I'm thinking of this. I've already have 3 of the songs done this last Tuesday. This happened Tuesday.
That's cool.
Man. Yeah, that's
dope. So then I'm like, oh, and then it's and what is it? It's on the 24th, which is a week from the 1st.
Hey,
wow.
Literally a week before he passes, I just go, oh, I didn't think there was anything online. And there's like 2 videos total. There's just one, and it's an hour and a half long. It's the full show, and it's just him just awesome.
That's amazing. Wow.
Man, that's really cool, man. That's really cool, man. And I'm happy for you to even have that experience because a lot of people don't get that type of experience. I talked to my dad. Remember I had told you guys before, he raised without a dad, and I ran back into my dad on the phone. I haven't seen my dad since I was probably about 5 years old, but I have came across my dad twice in my life on the phone, and for the 4th time in my life, maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, I've talked to my dad, and that was last week, and this is the 5th time on the phone in my whole life that I talked to him, and it was cool, but I hung up quickly because he started saying things, started saying things about my mom in a certain way. And I'm like, I got to find a way to get off the phone, and I just came up with something to get off the line, I just jumped off really quick.
Right.
But
yeah, when the conversation's uncomfortable like that, you know.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, it's like you want to for your dads and stuff. He's much older. He's 80 years old. He's about to meet his maker soon. And it's just like, gosh, man, you really want to be able to have that good feeling that, hey, hey, pops, I'm being cool with you. This is where it comes with the forgiveness, and you want to forgive. Like, I'm a forgiving person. I'm a loving, forgiving person. And I want to be that. I want to be that guy. I want to forgive. I want to be open. I want to share, my feelings and things. I want to be able to share the things that are going on in my life with you. Even though you did something in my life, you scarred my life, but I want to be able to be forgiven. I want to be able to talk to you without thinking about how you are scarred.
Right.
And I want to lift myself up and to be at a higher place. But it is not to a point where someone can say to me, be the bigger guy. No, 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 no. It's not that type of thing. You can't say that to me. What it is for me is that I just want to be that kind of guy that can do this for certain people. There are certain people you will take that extra step with, and there are certain people you just don't have a need. I don't have a need to continually call my dad and take some of the emotional abuse that he still spews out at 80 years old when he speaks about my mother. The things he says about my mom and why he had to leave and all this stuff. He brings that up every once in a while. And I called him out on it. I called him out and I said, Dad, why do you bring this up about my mom? And he was like, well, I'm just trying to tell you that she was there. I said, no, why do you keep bringing that up every time we have a conversation? And I had to call him out on it. And I've never had before because he's such the sergeant. He's a military dude and he still acts in a militant
Well,
way.
what it sounds like, okay, so you forgive, like you said, you forgive, it doesn't get involved, it doesn't bother your day. Where it sounds like he's still got unresolved stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? That he's still thinking
He's
about.
he can't get over things that he know in his spirit that he's kind of a narcissist. He's
Mhm.
not taking full accountability. He's still making excuses for why he did what he did to leave me, how he felt, and he still blames my mom in certain ways. And then he says, "Well, I was with her." He always kind of brings out a charity vibration, like it was charity for him to be with my mother. I don't
Well,
think
it's
it.
also a self-awareness thing. You said you've talked to him for 5 times in your life, and the only time you talk to him, he starts bringing up. And then the time before you probably talked to him, and the reason why you stopped, you hung up was because he brought up your mom. So it's like learn,
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
this is what
you
happens when
can't.
you start
Right.
talking
That's
like
it.
this. Yep.
That's
learn
it. That's
something.
it. That's it. And and it's like like we spoke about earlier. Your promises broken. Although I did not get no promises from him, but my heart, my way of thinking is, dude, are you gonna stop going here? Look,
Mm.
I'm picking up my phone and I'm answering my phone. Hey, Dad, how are you doing? And I'm talking to you. I'm giving you a chance to talk to your son that you walked out on. A blind young man that you walked out. At that time, I could see,
Right.
but you walked out. You walked out on a young man, and you have weird excuses why, and you keep bringing it up. So this are the types of things I understand what you guys are saying when you with certain people, friends. I got friends right now. The way I live right now is because of a friend, because of a friend that with Cruz situation, brother, but with a friend, it's promises. Hey man, I'll stop doing it. Then I'm gonna get more spiritual. Then I promise I'll do. And the next you know it's blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
The same
whoa,
behavior.
bro,
Yeah, they don't correct it.
whoa,
Yeah.
bro. And
Yeah.
and now and now I've moved way out here in Ohio from California, thinking we had a full business, full job, but my friend couldn't control his emotions. And he promised and he would, and promised it. And now I'm living where he's been telling me he wanted to move out of his whole life. He's tired of being out here. He just wanted to only live in California. I moved out here to do business so we could travel the country and do what we're supposed to be doing, which we have done, but he couldn't control his emotions. So since he couldn't control those emotions, we get a lot of promises. I won't, I promise, I act, did it, and he don't do. And now I'm out here on my own pretty
Oh,
much
you're
in a
like stuck.
whole
You're in a
new city.
situation. Oh man.
Yeah. And I had to move and do my own thing and learn. I learned the city by myself. I've been learning how to get to restaurants by myself. I got my own place by myself. I've learned to be me like I was in San Diego, California my whole life. Learning since I lost my eyesight at 32 years old, learning how to catch buses, make moves, do what I gotta do. And and I had to do that out here. This is a
See, and
whole nother city in life.
this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Where when you're blind, you're having your routine. That would screw me all up, dude. Like for
Oh
me, I'm telling you, I don't think I could do it.
man,
Moving to a new
it's a
city.
rough one. It's a rough one, but I don't back down in California. I don't, like we were talking about. Certain people I can't just stay with because they don't really want to rock with me like that. And it's nothing that I did wrong to them. It's just they got their life. And when you're blind or you have a disability, a lot of people look at you as always, no matter what you do, they will always look at you that they need to help you, no matter what.
Oh
Even
yeah.
if they even if they'll tell their own friends, people, oh yeah, he's so independent, he can do this. But in the back of their heart, they're like, yeah, but I feel like I gotta do a lot of stuff for him, and you don't
Right.
even do nothing.
Right.
And
They
you're
still
not
see you
doing
as
nothing at
needy and
all.
helpless and
And
stuff like that.
and,
Yeah.
and there's and none of that's even happening.
Mhm.
But there's something in their minds, like we were talking about earlier, how people just feel like they enlighten you, and their enlightening you is weighty on them. It weighs them down. But you're like, what are you doing? You don't have to enlighten me with anything. but
Right.
Yeah.
but it weighs them down. And I know there's people in San Diego that I should be able to go curl up in the corner into their 4-bedroom, three level houses, like family members, all types of stuff. But I'm treated like drug, like Donnie Drug House Donnie, like there's something, like I'm a drug pusher or something, and I'm not, nothing close. But there's something there where they feel like they have to be there for me. And it's like, bro, they don't. A lot of people in my family, they don't like me to cook in their house. But yet, when I cook and they eat my food, they love it.
So, so there's a
It's
fear. They're
wild,
afraid you're going
man.
to burn the house down or some dumb shit.
Oh man.
And that's, you know what? And even family, like you mentioned, my dad, when I first told him that I was cooking, he's like, well, hopefully you don't burn your house down.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, wait a minit, man, that's actually an insult to your parenting skills. Like, you think I would be that stupid and
Yeah.
reckless?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
It's
get it,
very
man.
true. It's true, man. It's true. And people have a certain sense for people that have disabilities, but they don't understand. As simple as this. I'm gonna make it real simple and close it out like this way. When people are, and I'm just gonna speak for blind people because blind people can move, groove, take buses, do things, pick things up, do things, work out. We dress ourselves, we brush our teeth, do our hair. There's a lot of good-looking blind people in the world. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
recognize that. There's a lot of good-looking, dressed nice, together blind people in the world, but people don't recognize it. They don't
No.
notice how good we are. But it's
Although
weird.
if they do see that there are some people that can make the distinction.
But they don't. But they still have a waiting spirit with you, no
Yeah.
matter what. I've learned that people will compliment you, but still be like, "Well, I can't have you at my place. I
Right.
can't have you around me." Not they can't kick it. They don't know how to be with you. So anyway, so I'm just gonna say, this is what I'm gonna say. The main thing is this: is that blind people, real simple. This is a simple thing. I noticed that more blind people in the world have I've heard this from. When people come up to you, they don't know you that well, and they know you're blind, and they come up, they don't talk to you. They yell at you. Do
Oh,
you
that too.
understand? Da, 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 da. They raise their vocal because they know you're disabled. And I
Yeah.
notice anytime you have a disability, I notice, or especially blind people, why do people raise their voices to speak to you?
That, or my ex pointed out one time, she called it big mouth bullfrogging or something, where when somebody's talking, they talk to you like this, like what are you trying to make it so I can read your lips? What are you doing?
How are you? Are you okay?
And you know what? It's funny because I didn't, like she used the visual reference, big mouth bullfrogging. Like I was like, is that what happens? Do they do? I didn't even know they do that kind of stuff. So
I
that was
get it a
something new.
lot of people screaming. They'd be like, I'm going to help you across the street. And I go, okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell. Oh my God, I feel so silly. I'm like, yes, yes.
And you should.
In the world, what is going on? But people feel this way. They have a weighty feeling. There's a lot. That's why a lot of blind people, they live on their own. They're doing well on their own. People don't know how well we are to do what we need to do. They just don't know. And they don't want to really know either, especially family members. It's weird, man.
Well, or
it's
if but a lot of them too get told, oh, you can't do this. You're never going to be able to do that. You can't. I'm see a lot of that, where so then the blind person internalizes that thinking, oh, well, my mom says I can't do this, or I'll never be able to have a girlfriend, or I'll never have a job, or whatever. And I remember we played goal ball with this kid years ago, and his mom brought him. And we're like, yeah, so he can come out and play goal ball with us. She's like, I don't know, that might be too dangerous. And it's like, this is a game for blind people, but she was coddling the piss out of this kid. And I'm just like, wow, man, that's crazy. So anyway, on that note, guys, I think it's a wrap, huh?
I think so too. I mean, I do want to, like I said, reinforce like that. I'm really, like I said, this week has been amazing.
Amazing.
It's been a really good week, and everything's happening and down the line is great. I've got a great trip coming up. I've got a lot to look forward to. And that just was just amazing. I don't know. You ever feel like something like, first of all, the floodgates released, but also just like you just kind of feel different after something, like fundamentally, like this is something a little different about me after seeing that video. So it's a good difference, though. It's good.
Yeah. Well,
it helps. You help the shift, and you put a pep in your step a little bit when you see something like that. A little pep in your step, and a little feel good to see your pops doing things like that. It's like, you know what? There are times I miss some of this because, like you said, you were faded a lot back then or whatever. You know what? I recognize this. This is a good feeling. It's a good place to be at right now.
Yeah,
and you're in a good place with it, man.
I'm in a good place.
Absolutely.
And that's where we should end it. Being in a
we go end it there. Let's end in a good place, because we are in a good place no matter what people do. Remember that, y'all. We are in a good place. You should be in a good place no matter what people are doing. You're not there to change their life. You are there to make sure your life is still going forward in a good direction.
Damn
hey,
right,
man. That works.
Process is substance. You leave it with that.
Let the crowds, let the congregation say amen.
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 Amen. I'm Cruise Control.
And I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I'm Nashayah in the house.
And that's
the story.
Story right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything. Sacred. Yeah. Can you feel it? Everything. Sacred. Everything's sacred. Everything's sacred. Yeah. Oh, everything. Take it with a Maxwell silver hammer. Everything's take it with a Nashayah and the pie. Everything.